We'd like to welcome you to Team Havok's Ride of the Month. For the month of April, we have Branden Sanders. Branden, can you tell us what you currently do job-wise?
I'm a general manager at Papa John's.
And how long have you been with Papa John's?
I've been there 8.5 years. I've been a general manager for 4.
Branden, how long have you been a member of Team Havok? And can you tell us how you heard about them?
I've been a member for about 2 years. Kind of when I got involved with it, a couple of my friends were meeting up with the members of Team Havok, and one day they were having a meeting at Buffalo Wild Wings, and I went up there and met everybody and really liked everybody, so I just kind of joined and never looked back.
Branden, let's dive into the car a little bit. Can you give us the basics, year, make, and model?
It's a 2006 Mazda Speed 6, 2.3 liter direct injected turbo all-wheel drive.
You've got quite a few mods. I'm not going to make you list them all, but if you had a favorite, what would that be?
Upgraded turbo, 100%.
And tell us about that.
It's a GT 3071. It's capable of about 450, 500 horsepower, depending on the mods, and tuning, of course.
Is there any story as to why you chose this car? Or?
When I was looking for a car, I'd actually just totaled my Mazda Speed Protege. And when I was looking, I wanted something 4-door, 5 or 6 speed, preferably with a turbo. So when I was looking, I came across these, and I never really dove too much into what they were. And I read about them, did some research on them, and I decided to take a chance on it. And I've had it 3.5 years, and never went back. It's been my favorite car of all time.
Lastly, any upcoming modifications?
Only thing I have planned as of right now, I'm going to get a JMF intake manifold, do some meth injection, and obviously get it retuned to support those.
What do you think your power output will be?
Once I get those, 425 is my goal.
Let's talk about racing, Branden. What type of racing have you done, particularly with this car or any other types of racing?
With this car, I've taken it to the drag strip a couple times. I've done a couple autocrosses. I mainly have it to be a street car. I don't like to put too much abuse on it at the track. I've got other forms of racing for that. But I like to keep this one on the street.
You mentioned there other forms of racing. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
So I race in what's called arena racing, Arena Racing USA, which are basically quarter-scale NASCARs. They're full chassis, roll cage, full suspension. They've got a go-kart motor in the back, and we race on a banked oval track inside the Richmond Coliseum.
How long have you been doing that, and how did you get into it?
This is my first year actually racing in it. I was involved with it all last year, just as kind of a support role. But we really got involved to it. My dad actually sponsored one of the cars 3 years ago, and we got pretty close with the driver / owner of that car, and he kind of showed us the ropes, and he started racing last year. And the driver that we had kind of took a back seat this year. He had a lot of work and family stuff going on, so I kind of stepped in the role of driving, and it's been really awesome to get involved with.
That's incredible. What would you say has been sort of the most eye-opening thing about getting into arena racing, just from what we would assume we know about racing versus what actual racing is?
The setup of cars. It's a spec league, so you've got all the parts from them. So everything's the same, but the way you set up the car is the way you're going to win races. Anything from suspension, height, dampening, tires are a huge deal. Just the littlest things can affect the way the car handles going around that track.
I imagine a massive amount of time put into getting those modifications to suit the needs of the track.
Absolutely, it changes. I mean, we're there. If we race at 7 o'clock at night, we get there at 11 o'clock in the morning. We do 3 practices where we run 20 laps each. So we really only get 60 laps of practice in, but they're 7.8 to 8.1 second laps. So there's so much thought that you have to put into such a short amount of time to figure out how to make your car faster.
Branden, just wanted to say thanks again for being here with us today.
Absolutely. I will see you guys next month.
Sounds good, man. That wraps things up for this ride of the month. Team Havok would like to thank Harrison Body Works. We will see you all next month.